Of this magnitude, they offer what's called prop bets. And you, Nate Diaz, are part of a prop bet. This is a real prop bet on Bovada.com. Will Nate Diaz walk out with Floyd Mayweather to the ring? No is minus 160. Nate, you could tell me now, and we can make literally hundreds of dollars before they take the prop down. Will you walk out with Floyd Mayweather?
You could bet on that, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy that you can bet on that. They should call me.
Isn't that stupid? Yeah, you seem, you have a lot of control over that, and you won't even have to lift a finger.
That is crazy.
Is that something you're not willing to divulge, huh?
Hey, I'm not gonna go jinxing no bets, but time will tell. We'll see what happens.
All right. You may, because I could say, we could just hang out here and watch the fight, and then we could collect on the no, or maybe maybe we say yes, and you accidentally wander down the aisle with Floyd. Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe call me off the air, and we'll get this figured out.
Okay, I think that's the way to do it. You're smarter than I am. I think you figured it out. All right, spell it out for us, Nate. You fought Conor twice. You spent a lot of time on your feet with him. Does he have a chance, or is this all a farce?
Of course, he has a chance. This is a fight game. You always have a chance in a fight, and I believe there's a lot of ignorance going on in the boxing community. Everybody's dissing Conor and saying he doesn't have a chance, and this and that, and they're over talking, saying stuff like they all think they could beat him while he fight Mayweather, and I think he has a great chance.
Really?
And,
all right.
And I spar with top pros in the fight game, the best pros in the world, and we've done better than a lot of them. And I fought Conor for 25 minutes. I believe that he's definitely going to have a chance. Fighting and beating the best boxer pound for pound in the world right now, that's another story. But I fight the fight, and we have to watch and see what happens. And hopefully for a hell of a fight.
So he's got a decent chance. It's funny. Both sides feel the other is being disrespectful. The boxing purists say, how could this MMA star come in and think he's going to beat the best, like you said, pound for pound fighter in his weight class?
Yeah, well, it's crazy because I'm not on the MMA side. I'll tell you I'm not on Floyd's side, not on Conor's side, but I'll tell you whose side I'm definitely not on. It's definitely not UFC side. You know what I'm saying? And the boxers, every fucking pro boxer wants some say in something, and they have all this criticism. And I think it's a better opinion. A better option is keep your opinion out of it, and not because what happens when Conor wins? Let's say he wins, and all that shit, all these fucking boxers talk are sitting there like, oh, we thought you knew, but you actually don't know shit, because they say stuff like he doesn't stand a chance.
Right.
But they should know, just being fighters, that in a fight everybody stands a chance, and if you're saying that there's no chance, I think that's a big problem. And the ignorance is crazy, because no one actually knows except for a fighter like me or my brother who's part with that high level pro. Because I know if I went into a fight like that, I'd be collecting like, don't ever count me out, because watch me win this shit. So I believe that.
Right.
I believe that he's got, just the more people talking like that gives him more of a chance of doing well and more motivation. So that makes things more entertaining, more interesting, and if people start looking at the fight like that, they're in for a better night, I believe.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. Like, people are fueling the fire. The more naysayers there are, that Floyd Conor is going to feed off of that, because the more people don't want, the more people say they don't have a chance, is the more fearless you get about this whole situation, and the more confident you're like, yeah, you think so, huh, motherfuckers? Watch me take over this whole shit. Right.
And that's a possibility, and that should be in the gamble itself.
Yeah, you're right. If it went the other way, I think Floyd would get killed if he went into the octagon. Like, I think he literally would die in the octagon against you or Conor. But it's a little different when you're standing toe to toe.
Now we're participating in the sport, but what people don't realize is I hear a lot of boxers too. They'll say to me too, we stay in our lane. I'm like, what you don't understand is speaking for myself, is boxing is my lane. I've just been stuck in MMA this whole career because the money was there, the contracts were there, and I was stuck in MMA. But the way I train for these fights is just like a boxer trains for a boxing match. Only I add the jiu-jitsu and the wrestling and the kickboxing, so there's a lot more work. So now we're dealing with just one aspect. So even he said it that it's going to be less work, and we're on one discipline. And I always said all my partners and all my people, I said, if I only had to do one thing, if I only had to do jiu-jitsu or only had to do boxing, I'd be the best boxer in the world. I'd be the best jiu-jitsu guy in the world. If I have to worry about all this shit, I'm the top. Most likely, I'm the best. I just beat the pound-for-pound best fucking MMA fighter in the world, who's supposedly not on steroids. And so I'm already number one in that sport. If I just had to worry about one thing, I think I would own that one too. And now we got Conor doing it.
Yeah.
So we got the number 2 guy fighting for the number 1 position in boxing. And I think it's possible. And everybody count him out tripping. And he's still find the best in the world, though. So we have a fight on our hands.
Yeah, you said something interesting there, and I caught it. Best fighter not on steroids. Of course, John Jones tested positive, or the news came out yesterday that he tested positive for the Cormier fight. Does that surprise you at all?
No, I believe that. Like I said before, and I stick to it. I believe that everybody's on steroids the whole game. Because me and my brother were not on steroids, and it's a serious thing, and I don't think that's ever going to end. So, what's surprising to me is everybody being surprised when someone gets busted for steroids, especially someone who's already been busted. You're like, you know what I'm saying? These guys knows how to pass these tests. Somehow John didn't get caught with his test, but I don't know why, because they all know how to pass the test. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't know how to pass the test. I hear about it. The fight game tells me everything I know on the inside, and they don't know how to pass the test. I don't know what happened with him. So
yeah,
but it shouldn't be surprising when people get busted for steroids. It's like, another one bites today.
Right. Well, that's good that you're able to stay clean. And really, what's to stop Conor from doing steroids for this fight? I mean, he's not looking at a career as a boxer. He's not worried about what the with the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the boxing division is going to say. He's probably done with boxing after this. So don't you think it's likely that he'll take steroids for this fight?
I'm not going to tarnish his name like that in that area, but don't be surprised if they're both on steroids. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not the one to call that, even though I called it from the beginning that they're all on fucking steroids.
Mm-hmm. I got
but I ain't singling nobody. But I'm not singling nobody out. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you. Paulie Malignaggi. Now let's signal somebody out now, though. Paulie Malignaggi, Conor's former sparring partner, is in the news bad-mouthing the McGregor camp. You don't agree with how outspoken he's been, correct?
Oh, no, he's doing his thing. Whatever happened with the little drama case, he's caught a lot of buzz, and putting his name out there and getting the attention, probably more attention than he's ever had in his boxing career.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what the thing about MMA is. The money was in boxing because the sport's been around so long and the money had to be there, and everybody can't. After a while, people get the gimmick. They're like, hold on, there's a lot of money being made. We all need to get paid. So,
mm-hmm.
But the exposure and the marketing and all the stuff that the MMA's got beats everything. I think every sport, we're the most popular people in the world.
Right.
But what's keeping us from being the most popular people in the world is the lack of financials. You know, I think this is coming to a change in the sport where all the boxers are realizing. I know that's what I'm saying about the boxers are all talking about how shitty Conor's been doing all these things, and they keep going on it because it's the most exposure they've gotten in their whole careers. You know, they talk about one thing and now they're getting tweeted, they're getting following, everybody's asking them more questions, and it's all from the MMA side. It's building their popularity. So I think that's what's happening with Paulie Malignaggi. And he's like, okay, well, this is an opening for me, and he took it. Right. I think he's doing a good job on that part.
Yeah, and then he gets to call the fight. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, or just when he fights anybody in the future now, everybody knows him as the guy. You know, you're the guy who was fucking. So now everybody wants to see what's his deal now, and then that builds up maybe a fight later between them. Who knows?